Hey everybody, welcome to this video for the full moon. Uh, Hilarious. I was so wrapped up in the 12-12 stuff, I completely forgot that uh, there's a moon in here, a full moon to boot. Oh, Sam's in and out today. He's kind of out of sorts. I don't know what's going on with him today. Okay, so wow, that was quite the portal, hey? The nice thing though, I don't know if you guys are feeling it, I'm certainly feeling it, is it was like there's actually tangible stuff happening. I've had lots of like reports from people about just like coincidences and things happening, and so it seems to have lined up some stuff, and a few people have even noticed a lot of Mandela effects where like things have changed. So when we see that, it usually indicates we've been switching timelines quite heavily. So it's an interesting place to be right now. Basically, I didn't do a ton of prep for this full moon in Gemini, but I did take a picture of this. One second here. And I think it's like really pretty much sums up this thing. So one second here. Da, 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 da. I can't find it now. Okay. Gemini full moon. Let the stresses of the past melt away. I want to say particularly this last year and the 4 or 5 years before that. So let's like really allow ourselves to become these divine sovereign beings and step away from all that lower 3D stress that has been caused to us over the last, well, forever, but definitely pretty heavy in this last like 5, 6 years. Clear away all that is heavy. Allow yourself to return to a state of ease. So, I mean, that's what's been coming up in the card reads previous to this is cultivating the energy of peace, of love, of ease, of grace, like really easy going things that we need to do. So, all right. So, yeah, that's about as much research as I did for this moon in Gemini. So, we're just gonna go right to the moonology cards and see what they have to say, and we'll put that up as the read. And then, of course, I'll be back tomorrow for a week read. And again, at the end of the week, we have solstice coming up on the 21st, so there'll be another video up for that. It's kind of interesting, I think, that this full moon is just 1 week away from, kind of like the solstice. So it's interesting that there's a lot of clearing and stuff going on. So it's in, I would say, like, too, is like, it probably is happening on a personal level, but what I really feel is happening is the collective timeline is being cleaned up. So, of course, that still affects us because we're part of it. So we can feel it, and um, we sense the changes going on, but a lot of the cleanup is not necessarily super personal. Um, of course, there's going to be individuals going through super personal shifts and changes right now, but I think we're watching the collective get cleaned up, particularly, these lower energies that have been in charge of this place or whatever they considered themselves doing, as that power has been and is continuing to be stripped away, um, and then revealing them in their true nature, and that resonance that they carry does not carry on past this point because the frequency is too high, which is good. We just leave that all up to nature, the universe. It's taking care of transmuting that for us. So our job, as always, primarily is self, is making sure that we're in a good place, we're protected, we're not, uh, you know, we're not doom scrolling and spiraling, and we just, we've got to hold the line, everybody. All right. I asked what this overall moon is about. Attunement. Awesome. So I teach Reiki. We do attunements. to initiate to the levels of Reiki. We also do attunements to just kind of help with health and healing, and helping people upgrade their frequency. So this moon is about attuning us up, 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 up. I'll read it right from the book. Oh, I need the number. 31. All right. Attunement. I am attuned to my needs and desires and harmonious, and I'm harmonious within. Very nice. That's like I said, our job right now is self. Nothing is more important than you feeling good. Make time to sit attentively with your thoughts and emotions. Toning and active movements are effective ways to expel a buildup of stagnant energy. Your body is wise and knows how to move energy. This is a lot of what's happening with this portal. We're moving energy to get us to a higher frequency. Be quiet and listen to these needs. So, again, tuning into the body. All right. That's an easy moon. That's an easy moon one. Just basically, honestly, meditate. Or like tonight, I'm going to a sound bath. So, like letting other people help my frequency increase, right? So yeah, doing our best to make sure we're taking care of self, and the rest we don't have to worry about. It's all working out according to plan. All right. Do you want to get right into the moon cards? I'm going to do 3 of the golden futures. Like I said, I'm going to probably do these with every reading just because, again, we're trying to manifest in this new earth energy. So it's always good to kind of have a template of what we should be looking at. The children have come up again. So if you have children or you're working with them, um, like if you're able to like encourage and nurture their, this intuitive, amazing ability to come out, this moon would be a good time to start, just start to helping them learn. Buddy, are you okay? You want to say hi to everybody? No. Say hi? No. Anyway, the kids are I would say this is a pretty good indication too that they're really coming online. So they're going to need our support too because we work in this crazy universe that we work in. Um, and so it's really dense for them. Like they have all the tools they need. They are intuitive. They're born, this world kind of, the density kind of squishes it out of them. So if you have, if you're connected to children or teaching children, or just, you might also find too, you just end up having random encounters with like children that are like, hey, like they see the light in you. So um, start to help them understand their activations, and just more or less like don't, just encourage it, right? I think that's a really big piece. Um, okay, we got communal markets for this moon too. Trust that all you need will come to you. Okay, so it's a still continued about the abundance thing. But again, we are getting into a thing where it's more like based on trade of energy, trade of yeah, just trade in general, like of exchange of energy, for goods, for services. I mean, it's going to take a while before this system is in, but when I'm reading these cards as part of any reading, it's like it's stuff that's tipping us off to like what we should be looking at and ways we can start doing this now. Like I've for years I trade. I trade for services, I trade for yeah, intuitive readings, all kinds of stuff. So if, start reaching out to your community and like-minded people and see if there is something you can trade. Yeah. Anyway, that being said too, so we also got homes. Live in an ecological, creative, and fun space. Okay, so obviously this kind of living, we're not there yet, right? We're still kind of we're stuck in the density of the square 3D matrix. But um we can start to do things that like, like just decorating a little bit about like how you would want to see your house, or again, or doing a blueprint or a vision board of what you would like to see. So we're just being asked to slowly start like looking at these energies and seeing what's possible, but really using our creativity and our manifestation powers, and dreaming and seeing what's coming up. So I think that'll always be the thing was when we draw those cards, is it's just encouraging. The other thing I want to say, because we are heading into the um, this holiday season, and it, obviously it tends to be really materialistic, is again, see if there's things that you can do to help others. Um, you know, like I fully support things like you may not have something to trade. Your job, you might have a job that like, or you don't have a craft or a thing, you don't have that thing to trade. But I think part of it is trying to get away from some of the materialistic stuff too. So sometimes, honestly, it's just nice to do stuff for people. Even just like a gift card for like for more things like groceries and like things that we need, right? Those I think are going to be more important this year than anything, just where we're at. But I was just going to tell a story about like for many Christmases now. So my uncle and aunt always bring us by a little gift basket of like cheeses and meats and maybe chips or pickles or like just a like charcuterie kind of stuff or whatever. Um, and that's their Christmas gift to us. And we don't normally exchange gifts, but both my mom and I and my aunt, we don't have like a lot of funds available at Christmas time and things like that. So just getting that, it's like it's still practical because it's like food, it is food for us, and we can enjoy a thing. And like the overall thing is it's practical stuff, but it's also um it's just it's the gesture, right? It's the thought. And we've been taught that for years. Um and it's, I think, more prevalent now than ever, is it's the thought that counts, and just doing those small acts of kindness for someone is very helpful. So, try to look at things if you can do it that way this year a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just going to check. Okay, so let's see here. All right, let's see what the overall moon is giving you. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Kind of had some of these before. Okay. Our confidence is coming up again. So, confidence is the key to success. So, really stoking up our solar plexus energy, and yeah, I'm getting, doing the work of like uh building up our self-confidence as we move forward, and like that we are a part of this, and that everything this is all going according to plan, and we all have a role to play. So it's also about that, like, step up and start, you know being seen. Really good full moon card again. Releasing. What do you need to release? Again, like I said, I feel like a lot of what's happening right now, it's about the collective releasing, but we still have, we'll probably still have those personal things um, that are coming up. So definitely, definitely, continue to do the work. Don't just like back down from it tonight. um, Make sure you've like, it's kind of like it's almost requiring us to like, do the deep clean on the self, like get in there and get into the corner and sweep out all the little bits and make sure you're feeling confident that we've got everything, right? That we're aligned and ready to go, that there's not necessarily, there might be a little bit of like forgiveness work to do, or just inc- vibration increasing, or self-love or something. So, it's a full moon, so take the opportunity to still be doing those things. We got the nothing is set in stone again. So again, just reminding you that this path that we're on is like, that trajectory isn't set. There still can be changes uh, that come up, right? And then we also got uh, believe in the impossible, the blue moon. I think that's really like just kind of like going back to this thing about, it has a lot to do with our confidence too in this moment, because what we're doing is not, I feel like there's still a lot of us out there that are going, I don't, how am I a part of this? I don't have anything to contribute, those sorts of things. But it's like, by just being present right here, right now, um, we're doing it. And that's why, like, when I read those golden future cards, it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's what we all want. Um, but that's impossible right now. Yes, it's impossible right now, but it's not going to be. We really have to like put our hope and faith into this, into like this impossible dream. Like, and again, we have to stop stopping ourselves. I feel a lot of us do that, where we're like, oh, I really would just like to live out in the country and have, be treating people and have them, but that, that's not a way of living, and I can't pay my bills. And so we start to do the yeah buts and the what ifs and the da 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 da, and we stop the manifestation process, right? So I think it's just really impossible. I think it's just really imperative that we believe in the impossible. So that's what I'm getting from that one. So dream the impossible dream, and then again, like the last video for the portal, is start to believe it, right? That's what I think is like, a lot of these gifts are coming online for people, and they're like, what is this? This isn't possible. This isn't what, like, this isn't something we do. Okay. All right. Oh, interesting. Okay. The eyes of beauty, positive expectations, clarity. Okay, so this is just going back to what I just said. Like, the work that seems to need to be done today for this moon is more dreaming. Dream the impossible dream. I'm gonna probably have to call it and put that song from Man of La Mancha on there, because that's like, it's like, I'm not singing it. I'm not gonna sing it. I could sing it, but anyway, the eyes of beauty. So we need to have positive expectations. um, I'm going to jump to this card first and then read the other two. We got four again. It must be a four kind of day. I tried to do three. Anyway, the word, communication. But I want to focus more on the picture there. It's like, I feel like this is like manifesting and journaling, really important for this moon. And so be looking at things through eyes of beauty. Like, again, making the biggest, amazing dreams come true. The River Queen, flow, letting go, natural movement. We got that again. I would say, though, this is more about like writing flow. So if just do some stream of consciousness writing tonight, but write, like, come up with a plan about what we want to see, right? Okay, we also got the Sun Dancers. We haven't had this card before, I don't think. Joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. Yeah, so like, as much as this moon, a full moon is a little bit about releasing, I'm thinking, hang on, where'd I go? I'm thinking this one is really about manifesting in uh, the future by looking at everything look at it through rose-colored glasses. Go ahead. This is the permission to be like, dream and dream big, and put it out there, and just go with the flow, and don't hinder yourself, and let it, don't put any caveats in, like we talked about, like, oh, but I can't do that because money or because of that. Just like for tonight, just do a journaling exercise of, This is what I want to see. And here you go, universe. We don't need a plan. We don't need steps we're going to take. We don't classes we're going to take. We just need to write out exactly what we want to see to the universe. It's a wish list, right? I talked about this like in the last video at the 1212 portal is we're obviously in a very huge manifestation portal. So keep dreaming and keep envisioning and yeah, just yeah, we just need to get in the flow and just let it flow. Here's what we need to let flow. Okay. So first up is release blocks. Again, so these are the blocks I'm talking about, like when we stop ourselves and go, but I don't have any money, but I'm not intuitive, but I have no skills. Again, what ifs and buts and those gotta take them out of the vocabulary and just write a fairy tale story of the best thing you want to see. And avoid kind of like if you come up with a block, if you're like, but this, try to, do some cancel, clear, delete, get it out of the system. Don't feed into it. We also got Moonstone, slow it down. It's interesting too because Moonstone also has a lot to do with intuitive abilities. So if you have some Moonstone, definitely work with it tonight. But this is about like we have to just slow down and listen because again, if we're so worked up about everything and we're not paying attention, um, I have a feeling as some of you are writing, you're going to see this like, if you can just do a nice methodical journal entry and dream and flow and just be connected to the divine. Actually, I thought I saw that somewhere. Surrender to the divine. Yeah, it was okay. Hang on. I got to go jump back to this deck. It was on the bottom of the deck and I flipped it and then I forgot to read it. Surrender to the divine, the full moon. They're like, participate with us. Have a nice night of ease and grace and get yourself in a good vibration and manifest. It's almost like the moon is inviting us to a party. Let's just have some fun. Let's write and manifest and just take a break tonight and slow down. And then the overall focus, as always, is love, right? Return to love, but believe in yourself. These are the things that keep coming up because it's really asking us to work on ourselves. And how we do that is by first love thyself, right? Know thyself, love thyself. Okay, interesting. Oops. Okay. Lots of stuff coming up about flow again, too. So, um, again, make time for self love. This is, and again, when we do these moon cards, this is specifically for this full moon tonight. So make time for self love. Again, it's like reflecting on love. What does love really mean? Maybe that's just a journal entry we need to do. We got the detoxify card. So again, sometimes this isn't a physical detox, although I'm sure like we're about to head into like we're in sugar season, right? That's really difficult to avoid some of the times. So we that's why generally in the new year we save our detoxification for then. But this I feel like is more like a mental, spiritual detoxification. So really putting to bed those voices in our head that are like, you can't do this. Like their time is done. It's time to thank them for their lessons, bid them adieu, and start moving on to operating from a place of love and self-love. We got flow again. Embrace the flow of life. So again, if we're not slowed down and we're just like running through this, we're not getting our intuitive messages. We're not hearing our own soul telling us, like, hey, I need you to do this today for our self preservation or our self awareness or self love or whatever it is. Um, and lastly, we got reflect on your priorities. So I think this is just about this tonight is just all about us and taking care of ourselves and talking to ourselves and having the conversation and saying, who am I and what do I want to see, and really getting into it. So if you do nothing else tonight, do a beautiful meditation on love, on self care. Just see what comes to you, and whether you journal or just like pick up on your own intuitive information. It's just asking us to slow down a little bit today, and listen, like listen to our soul and listen to our heart. Um, what do we want to see? What do we want to be? Okay. We're going to do three of the Christ consciousness, and we're going to leave that moon reading there. And then I hope you all have a really good, um, yeah, a really good night. Okay, couple things coming up. So we've got the lion heart again. So standing firm. This is that, like I talked about earlier in the video. This is this step up energy, right? This courage and courageous, and that is all coming up because it's like what we're really being asked is to know who our true self is, what we want to do, what we want to feel, and then standing up and being like, okay, here I am. This is me, and I'm ready to take on the world, right? Like, it's just baby stepping us to it. So continue to do the work is really what comes up. Because we also got the Just Be You card. Um, I mean, the only way, and it's the freedom card too, right? So the only way to know that you can just be you is if you know yourself and who you are and what you stand for and all of those things. So keep working on those things. Like I said, a lot of what's going on in the world, we can't do a lot about. Right now, it's just about us and what we need to work on for ourselves. But lastly, we got Jesus and the teacher, walk the talk. So for this is like it's also like starting to like um we need to stand up and be ourselves, but it's time for us to move greatly forward and start helping others, teaching others, um and just yeah, so it's really important we're cultivating our energy and raising our frequency so that we are able to start to show our true divine self. All right. So I think that's it. I don't think I'll just tune in here and see. I am going to do some aloha cards here. Anyway, so it's great. It's not a difficult moon tonight. It's pretty easy. It's like mostly centered around make sure we're um, make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Hang on a second. Okay. First up, generate shifts. Phase into a new dynamic. Yeah, so we're okay. This is also very important is that since that 12-12, we are in a huge shift. So we need to be like actively participating in that by going with the flow. Look at how much flow and energy there is in that card, right? So it's like don't hold yourself back, get into the flow, slow things down tonight, tap into the flow, um, which is like our consciousness. It's our consciousness tapping in and see and chit chatting to ourselves about what's going on and all of those good things. Crowning moment. Celebrate your accomplishments. Again, the solar plexus stuff is really coming up harsh for us still. It's like there's just so much self-doubt right now. It's so strange, like why we're doing that to ourselves, but it's like we've also been conditioned to do that. So it is a bit about working a little bit hard because we have to break that conditioning and that 3D way of thinking that again that we're just this meat sack running around and there's no we're not what's the word I'm looking for? We're just like we're not divine connected beings, right? What's happening now is this with every portal and every energy shift is we're being able to go back home, which is to our true self, which is this energetic, amazing being. that is capable of manifesting anything, that is capable of creating anything, that is at its divine core just love, pure love. Um, and the lower 3D energy definitely doesn't want us doing that because it changes everything for them. That's but that's the old world letting it die, right? So we need to stop being part of that old world too, and really stepping into our own, and bringing in the new. So you know, okay, worth the risk. You won't know if it's right for you unless you try. I think that's a lot of the things too, is it's like, I can't do that. It's like anything, like when you learn a new skill or anything, like take a, jump off a cliff and do cliff diving or like whatever it is, like you don't know you're going to like or hate it till you try it. So it's the same with the energy, is like you got to dip your toe in the pool and see what it's about, and then eventually it's like, and it's almost, they're giving me the analogy of that like polar bear plunge where you like, we stick our toe in the freezing water and we're like, oh no, 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 no. But it's like after you've jumped in and you come up and you're like, oh my god, I'm so refreshed and so like I'm just loving it, right? So yeah, that's definitely um that's definitely uh what we're supposed to be doing. All right, the last one. I They told me to do another one of these, but they didn't ask to shuffle. I just was told to split the deck, so I split the deck, and we got 17, consciousness. All right, I am the conscious creator of my reality. Take off your mask, reveal your true self. When you are conscious and aware of your truest intentions, you attract people and things that are in alignment with your vibration. You will spend less time and energy depleting your essence and life force. Life is a canvas for your creations. It's go time, kids. This is all about us and our creativity and our manifestation of what's to come. It's time to, like, again, tonight, check the boxes of who am I, where do I want to be, and then tomorrow I'm gonna like put on the show to the world. Hey, everybody, this is who I am, because that's also part of what's going on with this time and space too. Is we're being asked to shine that light, so our like-mindeds come in and we start to group together, right? The flower of life. We shine our point out to everybody, and then we start to make the connection so the whole thing illuminates. So that's what's going on for this moon. Not super hard. Spend the night just doing some manifestation work, sitting in the vibration of love for self, particularly for self, and just, yeah, slow down, take it easy, get in the flow, and dream, dream, dream. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And dream the impossible dream. Go big or go home on these dreams, because actually go big and we go home with these dreams. So take care of yourselves. I love you. Have a good moon, and we'll see you tomorrow for the weekly energy read.